Contraindications. When people come as a group to the laughter session, the way that I say it is, you know your body's better than I do, so if I say let's do something and you don't feel it's good for you, then just don't do it. So this is about people's emotional and physical well-being. Now, some people may have anxiety, some people may feel uncomfortable doing things, but we want to encourage people to join in everything if they're able to do so. Also, in terms of contraindications, we don't want to have people admitting to various physical conditions. We don't want to put them on the spot and make them feel uncomfortable. So we might give a few examples. Key examples might be, things that are common sense. If you've had an operation yesterday, you don't want to be laughing so much you split your sides laughing. Another one, if you're in the early stages or the late stages of pregnancy, you have to decide what's good for you and what you can do. Another one, you see, there are certain mental health issues, such as if someone is bipolar. If someone's bipolar, we don't want to take them to such a state of euphoria that then they have a really big down afterwards. But there are people living with bipolar who are laughter yoga leaders. So this is what I mean about, you say, look after your own health, be responsible for your own health, make decisions about what's good for you and what's not good for you. Almost all the exercises, there is no issue at all with the contraindications, because we're being playful, we're moving around, we're laughing, but we're not laughing until we're out of control. And that's the thing. When we do laughter meditation, sometimes we laugh so much we're out of control. And under those conditions, if you imagine the pressure of the diaphragm going up and down on your lower abdomen, if you have a hernia, for example, if you're in certain stages of pregnancy, for example, if you've had an operation, for example, then that might not be good for you. So it's really, we're looking at the laughter meditation and people not doing it if there is a risk because of some condition that they have. But the rest of it is just playing games. Rather than going through the list of medical issues that you want people to be aware of, you could put the list up as a notice on the wall and ask people just to have a look at it. Or you can have a signing in sheet and you can have the contraindications at the top of the signing in sheet and get people to sign in. And on your contraindications sheet it will say, I am aware of the above information and I agree that I will be responsible for my own well-being. So, if someone comes along to a laughter yoga session and you start to tell them if you've got this condition or that condition, if you are living with this, living with that, you have to be careful. That takes away the sense of fun from a laughter session. So we don't want to say that. We want people to make their own decisions about what they feel they can do, and to go along with everything that they're comfortable. If it's clear that someone is pregnant, then you might just say, take it easy, look after yourself. If someone comes up to you and tells you they have a particular condition, that's fine, but usually within a group setting, people don't have a chance to come and talk to you in private beforehand. And if they make a special point of wanting to talk to you in private beforehand, that makes everyone else curious. So once people have arrived at the session, it's very tricky to have those quiet moments with people. And you give people permission to not do something by saying, you make your own decisions. You know your condition, your situation better than I do. If you don't feel something, it's simple, because then people can sit out. We want people to join in. We don't want people just sitting there watching, because that makes other people a bit self-conscious. But you just want to keep a happy, calm atmosphere in your session. So if someone does want to sit out a little bit, that's fine. If someone is particularly elderly, that's fine. If someone looks like they need a chair and everyone is standing up, well, let them have a chair. So we want people to be as comfortable as possible. It's no good if someone is, let's say, elderly or has mobility issues, making them do things that make them uncomfortable and put extra pressure on them. So the whole idea of the laughter session is to have fun and be playful and to get that laughter going. So we make it as comfortable and easy as possible for everyone. So the next consideration is, how do we set up the room? What do we need to think about? And there are quite a few things. The key is that everyone is comfortable. So if people come in and you have a circle of chairs so that everyone can sit on a chair at the start, it's a lot more comfortable sitting on a chair when you don't know what's coming than standing up. It just feels more protected when you're sitting on a chair. And although you, as the leader, will also sit on one of the chairs, it's a leveler. If people are standing up and they don't know what's coming next, they can be a little uncomfortable. So my suggestion is you arrange the room so there is a circle of chairs at the start. You then have to think about how hot it is. If it's too hot or too cold in a room, it's uncomfortable. If it's too cold, that's a distraction. If it's too hot, people quickly become tired. If you're doing laughter session in the middle of a heat wave, then you have to keep the exercises more gentle, take breaks, and certainly make sure that there is water available for people to drink. How about the size of the room? Well, as a rule of thumb, I would say imagine all your people having enough space to comfortably lie on the floor. So the room where we're doing this filming today, I would say if we moved out all the furniture, we could get 10 people in this room. Yeah, but that's it. So we could get 10 people lying on the floor. If we tried to do a session with more than 10 people, even if we don't ever lie on the floor, then we cramp for space. So temperature. Opening windows is good. Fairly soon after we start, we're generating lots of warm air through our laughter. So it's good to be able to open the windows. Maybe a little bit and only when we need to. We've talked about space, we've talked about potential for water. If it's noisy, you have to think about that. If, for example, you have a fan or an air conditioner on and it's making a lot of noise, or there's noise from the environment, then one of the things about laughter is the slightest hint of laughter in someone's voice can get everyone else going. But if there's background noise, you may not be able to hear the slightest hint of laughter. So a room with a minimum amount of laughter is good. If a room is clean and tidy, that's nicer. If people walk into a cluttered room, that's not so good. So a clean, tidy room is good. If it's clearly a clean carpet, then people can lie on the carpet if you're doing a meditation. Or if it's floorboards, that's fine, but concrete will be cold. So you have to think about, if the floor is uncomfortable, it's dirty or cold, maybe you need to have yoga mats. Sometimes when you're asked to run a session, people invite you to a room, you don't know what the room will be like. So you can tell them in advance and ask them in advance. Ask for a circle of chairs, ask them what it's like, the size of the room. That will help you decide the maximum number of people who could come along. Make sure that there's water available if you need it. So you're thinking about the comfort of people, you're thinking about the environment, and you're thinking about something which is as relaxed as possible so we don't get distracted from the laughter and the games. A few years ago, as part of the National Laughter Week, in Manchester, 7 people ran simultaneous laughter sessions the same evening, but in Greater Manchester. So I put together a sample session so that if people wanted to, they could follow this and we would all be doing similar things. So on my sample session here, the first part is the introduction. We want to welcome people. We might ask if they've been to a laughter session before. And then we want to tell them a few bits of information. We want to tell them why we do laughter sessions, what the benefit is, what the reasons are. What we might also want to do is give the background to laughter yoga. And then one of the exercises we can do is a laughter yoga introductions. So everyone will say their name and maybe one interesting thing about themselves and then laugh, and everyone laughs with them. So for example, I might say, my name is Robin and I've laughed with the World Laughter Master in Ethiopia. Ha 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 ha. And when I laugh, we want everyone to join in. So the leader, the facilitator, will give that as an example. And if no one joins in, then it means people didn't get it, didn't understand, and I can explain it again. So that's the introduction. So It may be you say your name and laugh, and we'll all laugh, and then say something interesting or unusual about yourself and laugh, and we'll all laugh with you. Or you can say both things in one go and then laugh at the end. Physical warm-ups. I suggest we warm up the body, warm up the voice, and any other ideas. And the key here is about being playful. So I've put, for example, we might do things like shake out our hands and rotate our shoulders. So in laughter sessions, rather than just shaking our hands out, we might wave to people. When we rotate our shoulders, we might listen out for the clicks and the cracks. And we can rotate shoulders each way 3 times, and it's really, really nice and relaxing. The other ideas, facial yoga, pulling faces at each other, but also just squeezing, raindrops falling on the head, pulling down on the earlobes. And when you pull on the earlobes, things can happen, and people can be imaginative, but just be playful. The voice warm-up, anything. So if you've been to singing classes, then you might go ma 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 ma, and warm-ups like that. I'm not sure. My phone just did something silly. Okay. There's mind gym. Mind gym is connecting the left and right hand side of the brain. So we might do this exercise where we swap hands and we look from side to side when we do it. And it's really good because people get it wrong, and that brings up laughter. And there are other mind gym exercises as well. You might play with balloons. You might do all sorts of things. Throw balloons around, hit the balloon around. Make sure the balloons don't hit the ground. Make it up as you go. Come up with ideas. Try them, being aware of it being sensible, safe, not dangerous. As part of your session, you are likely to explain the 5 points about laughter yoga, which I've got here. First says, laughter yoga is a unique concept where anyone can laugh for no reason without relying on humour, jokes or comedy. So the way I might say that is, we laugh for no reason. We don't need jokes to laugh. Second point, we initiate laughter as an exercise in a group, but with eye contact and childlike playfulness, it soon turns into real and contagious laughter. So to me, I might say, this is a group exercise where we're playful, we make eye contact, and soon there is real laughter. The reason we call it laughter yoga is because it combines laughter exercises with yoga breathing. This brings more oxygen to the body and the brain, which makes one feel more energetic and healthy. Now, in India, there indeed are yoga breathing exercises. You may do yoga breathing. Typically, when I run a laughter yoga session, we're not doing specific yoga breathing exercises. Some of the laughter yoga exercises are based on yoga exercises, such as the lion laugh, where there is a lion pose in yoga, but in laughter yoga we roar, we make our claws, we stick our tongue out and roar with a which is good fun. And there's the Kolkata laugh, where we go ho ho ha ha ho ho ha ha ho ho, and so on. And that's based on a yoga exercise based on breathing. Yoga breathing involves filling up the 3 parts of the lungs. So I don't know that we can really say that this is based on laughter, on yoga breathing, unless we really understand what we mean by yoga breathing and the pranayams and the different exercises. Yoga is a word which means union. It's a union of the mind and the body through the breath. So this is laughter yoga. It's based on laughter and our breath. If I say yoga breathing, that might be confusing. It's based on laughter and the breath. Through laughter, we take in more oxygen because we're breathing. You know, laughter is funny. Laughter is by definition a short in-breath and a long out-breath. It's a ha 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 ha. And because it's a longer out-breath than in-breath, we have to then take in more air because we've emptied more from our lungs. We're emptying more of the stale air, taking in more of the fresh air. So we're getting in more oxygen. That makes our body and our mind function better. So point number 3, way I might say it, is it's laughter yoga. And it's called that because it combines laughter with breathing exercises. We're taking in more oxygen, which means our body and mind functions better. Okay? The 4th point, the concept of laughter yoga is based on a scientific fact that the body cannot differentiate between fake and real laughter if done with willingness. One gets the same physiological and psychological benefits. So I listened to a man from Switzerland who talked about some of the research that he had done. And he talked about how after laughter, people's pain threshold raise and all sorts of different things. So a lot of research has been done into laughter. And part of that research shows that clearly to get the benefits we need willingness. If I say to you, laugh, it's good for you, well, if you are put on the spot or made to look silly because there's a camera in your face or whatever it is, that's not good for you. There's got to be a willingness. So that's an absolutely key point. But the thing about the fake laughter and the real laughter, we're doing exercises which will lead to real laughter. But the fake laughter done with playfulness, done with willingness, that play, that is what's going to get us going. So if I'm going, ha, 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 there's nothing there. But if there's a bit of playfulness, ha, 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 real laughter will follow. So, point number 4, laughter yoga is based on the fact, a scientific fact, that as long as we are doing it willingly and there's playfulness, it doesn't matter if we're just faking the laughter. We're going to get similar benefits from pretend laughter done with playfulness and willingness as with real laughter. So how might I say that? I've got to keep it simple. All these explanations keep simple. So laughter yoga is based on the fact that whether you're pretending or really laughing, you get the same physiological and psychological benefits. It's simple. If you have the backup evidence, you can explain if anyone really wants to know. The 5th point, it was started by a medical doctor. Now to me it's really important. He's a medical man. And he saw the benefits of laughter, the physiological, psychological benefits of laughter. His name is Dr. Madan Kataria. He's from India. He started by asking some people to come to the park with him. That was in Mumbai in 1995. Now, it says here, it is fast sweeping the world, and today there are thousands of laughter clubs in more than, well, there are probably laughter clubs in getting on for 100 countries. So there are people who support this, who are spreading this in 100 countries maybe. So this is the key, and this is how I'd say it. Laughter yoga was invented by GP, Dr. Madan Kataria. He invited people to a park in Mumbai. There were 5 of them in 1995, and now it's spread to the best part of 100 countries. So the aim is to be able to say those 5 points in about a minute. I wonder if I can do that. If anyone says, what is laughter yoga? We want to be able to tell them the 5 points in about 1 minute. So yes, laughter yoga is an idea that we don't need jokes to laugh. We can laugh for no reason. It's a group activity when we come together as a group with eye contact and playfulness. Soon we generate real laughter. So laughter yoga is based on laughter, exercises, and the breath. And we take in more oxygen, which means our mind and our body is more alert. It's based partly on the fact that whether it's real laughter or pretend laughter, we get similar physiological and psychological benefits. And there's scientific evidence to back this up. It was started in Mumbai by Dr. Madan Kataria in 1995. He invited 5 people to a park, and after a little while he spread it. It spread, and it's now in about 100 countries around the world, and there are thousands of laughter clubs. Ha! So our laughter yoga session started off with introductions and welcome. It then went on to physical warm-up. Now we get to the 4 points. What we do during a laughter yoga session. So as a warm-up, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to clap and chant. And we explain the ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And we do that. We get people to walk around the space going ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Hand is flat against hand. The second is breathing. We encourage people to breathe in and up and down. And if we want to do it yoga style, we might breathe in and up and then down and bend forward and in and up and then bring our arms to our side. So we've got the clapping and the breathing. And when I learned this, I was taught that what we would do is we breathe in and up and down, in and up and down. And on the third time, as we breathe up, in and up, that's fine. As we breathe out and down, we slap our knees and run around laughing, which is quite good fun. The third thing we do is we want to express childlike playfulness, and we do this by going, very good, yay. We do that 3 times in a childlike and playful way. And that brings us on to the laughter yoga exercises. Okay, stop that. Laughter yoga exercises then. Typically we'll start with a greetings laugh. It's a really good one to do. It gets everyone involved. There are some laughter exercises where we're doing things in a group and no one can really see what's going on because we're all involved in our own activity. If there's an even number of people, that's best, so there's no one left out wondering when they're going to get a next hand to shake. There are other exercises where we might stand in a circle and we all do something at the same time, and there are others where we may take it in turns to do things. Greetings laugh should be the first laugh each time. On my list I've got a high five laugh. I quite like the idea of acknowledging and appreciating each other. So high five or some sort of appreciation laugh. Mobile phone laugh is quite good because again, we have our mobile phone to our ear and we invite other people to listen. So we're doing this, we're interacting with people. Shy laugh is fun. The milkshake laugh is fun. Gradient laugh is good. Laughter cream is one I particularly like. And you just find maybe 10 or 15 laughs that you enjoy doing and you lead those, you put those into your session. The suggestion is you don't make up new ones and try loads of new ones, but you might try one new one each session, because then you can work on the ones which are tried and tested, and if your one doesn't work quite as you expected, that's fine. You've got all the other ones to fall back on. So after we've done our laughter yoga exercises, it would be possible to do some gibberish, for example. And if the group is appropriate for a laughter meditation, we would do a laughter meditation. As I see it, all that we've done up to this point is taking us to the point where we can do a laughter meditation, where we can start releasing, having that healing experience where we don't know why we're laughing, we're just laughing. So some groups will not do a laughter meditation. Either they're inhibited or self-conscious, or maybe too young, low attention span, energy is too low, maybe they are older people. But whenever possible, a laughter meditation is a really great thing to do. There are different ways of doing laughter meditation. What we are aiming to do is get people in a comfortable, relaxed way, just releasing, just laughing for no reason. So the exercises we've done up to now have took people towards that place. And sometimes they're ready to try laughter meditation and sometimes they're not. There are probably a couple of different ways of trying the laughter meditation. So traditionally, the one that I've been using is everyone lies on the floor, like flower petals, head towards the center, and feet towards the outside of the circle. And then maybe a guided visualization, imagining that there is laughter powder on the floor and it's being absorbed into the body, starting with the feet and working up through the torso. Or maybe that your big toes are filled with laughing lentils and doing a laughing lentil meditation visualization until your whole body is full of laughing lentils. But just something so that the thought of laughter gets more and more in your mind. And then when you're full of laughing lentils or full of laughing powder, you just have to, with a little help, force the laughter out. There's an alternate way of doing this, which is to build up the energy using the Kolkata laugh, which is the ho, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, ha, ha, and the gradient laugh, which is where the facilitator raises their hand and the intensity of the laugh goes up and then it comes to silent. And these are done in cycles, so you might do Kolkata laugh 20 or 30 of the ho, ho, ha, ha's, and then come to silence. And it might be that the laughter starts during that. But after that, you do the gradient laugh and you come to silence. You might encourage people by going, shh. Or, well, it depends, because when I'm told to shh, then I tend to remain silent. I don't laugh because I want to do what I'm told. So you have to see how it goes, but repeating the gradient laugh and going to silence, and then maybe someone starts spontaneously laughing and everyone joins in because people are relaxed enough by then. Otherwise you just need a little bit of encouragement. At the end of the laughter meditation or the laughter session, particularly if people are now lying on the floor and have been relaxing, people don't need to get up too quickly because they might become lightheaded. So we do some sort of visualization or grounding exercise. If people have done a meditation, then it's quite nice to do a yoga nidra. Yoga nidra is people lying down, they're relaxed, and you start off with the right foot and you ask people to bring their awareness to their right foot, their right knee, their right leg, their right hip. Same with the left, and take a deep breath in and let go. And then the abdomen and the ribs and the chest and the back, and take a deep breath in and let go. The shoulders, the right arm, hand, fingers and thumb, the left arm, hand, fingers and thumb. Breath in and let go. The neck, the throat, various parts of the head and the face, and breathe in and let go. Done nice and slowly. It can take several minutes. Before that you might do another sort of, depending on time, another sort of visualization. So there's one where we imagine ourselves, our awareness, our consciousness expanding until it fills the universe. Or the other one, we imagine our awareness contracting until we just fill one cell, and we fill that one cell with laughter and happiness. And then we let the neighbouring cells feel that laughter and happiness, and then we allow the whole body little by little to feel that laughter and happiness. And there are many other visualization exercises that we can do. So at the end, we may do yoga nidra, we may do humming, we may do laughter yoga dance, if people are able to stand up and move around going ho, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, ha, ha, or listening to the CD from Dr. Kataria. That brings us to the end of the session. Now, after a deep relaxation, I feel people don't really want to be listening to lots of words. It might be that you allow people to mingle, mix, chat over a cup of tea or something like that. Ideally though, the words will have been done at the start of the session. If you ask for a donation, you'll take that at the start of the session. If there are any instructions, explanations, notices of when the next sessions are, it's always good to do that at the start of the session, because at the end, if people are really relaxed, they don't want to be listening to words. So the 3 reasons why we do laughter yoga. Basically, we can laugh longer, we can laugh more deeply, and we're not leaving it to chance. So I'll go through those one at a time. To get the maximum benefit from laughter, we probably need to be laughing for quite a few minutes. So these three reasons. The first reason is we need to laugh for quite a few minutes. So when we laugh socially, when we're talking with people, typically it's just a few seconds of laughter, but to get the benefit we need to laugh maybe 10 minutes. So we come to a laughter club, and if we do something like a laughter meditation and the different laughter exercises, then we're going to be laughing for quite a long time. The second reason is we can laugh freely. So that means we can laugh loudly if we want to laugh loudly. We're looking for the belly laugh. We're looking for that laugh that we might hold back if we're in social situations. So we get the benefit through being able to laugh freely in our own natural style and an uninhibited way. And the third thing is that if we just go about our daily lives, we may or may not laugh. There may be laughter, there may not. So we're leaving it to chance. But if we decide we want to get the benefits that laughter gives us, then we can go to a laughter club. And we will be there laughing freely for quite a long time, and we're not leaving it to chance. Okay, so it's now time to talk about the benefits. The benefits of laughter yoga. So the first thing is raises our... It does this because it releases natural antidepressants and endorphins. If we are happier in our life, then the challenges that we face are more easier to deal with. The second is the health benefits that laughter yoga brings. So in particular, laughter boosts the immune system. If we are healthier and we are less ill, we will achieve more in our life. The third benefit on laughter yoga are the business benefits. It says that to function best, we need more oxygen, and we get that through laughter yoga. The fourth is it's a social connector, and it brings people together. Life is all about the connections we have, the relationships we have, and laughter can improve our relationships. And finally, we can laugh through challenges. This is an interesting one. Laughter yoga brings down our levels of stress because it neutralizes the stress hormones. So that means that the more we laugh, the lower our resting stress levels are. And that means that when we are faced with difficulties, we can laugh our way through them more easily. So, my way of describing the benefits are we laugh ourselves happier because of the natural antidepressants and endorphins. We laugh ourselves healthier because it boosts the immune system, circulation system, our breathing, and various other functions of the body. We are less stressed because it neutralizes chemicals like cortisol, which means we are then more able to deal with the challenges we face in life. And then it makes us more sociable because of the parts of the brain which are stimulated through laughter. So, the role of the facilitator is to get the people who have come along to feel relaxed, to feel comfortable and safe enough to be able to open up and laugh. To control the session in a way where it doesn't seem like it's being controlled. Just to ensure that there is a nice flow of activities. So to help with the flow of activities, I've put together the summary standard session. It's just simple. We start with introduction and warm-up. We do our physical warm-up. We do the 4 steps. We do the laughter yoga exercises as part of that. We then do gibberish if we can, and if it's appropriate, and a little bit of laughter meditation, relaxation, and then close the session. We ensure that the room is nice, and we wear clothes which are appropriate. So I tend to wear bright shirts from Ghana and bright socks. Partly it puts me in the mood, and partly it puts other people in the mood. Depending on your personality, you might like to wear silly hats. and you find what is right for you. But for me, since I'm quite low key, I like to wear a bright shirt but no hat or anything silly. It's all about playfulness. It's all about tuning into your own playfulness and your own joy. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, people aren't going to join in. If you're not joyful and playful in what you're doing, people aren't going to join in. This is something which is light, which is fun, and you as facilitator take people on that journey. If you want to have posters on the wall which remind you what laughter yoga exercises you may use, that's fine. Similarly, if you want to have the laughter yoga cards, and you could even get people to pick a laughter yoga card and then you do that exercise, that's fine. So you can find ways of making it easier for yourself. You don't have to make it difficult for yourself. If you're having fun, people will probably follow. And if you have some plan and some ideas about what you can do, then people will follow. And if you try something which you've not tried before and it doesn't work, don't worry about it. People don't know. Just get on with the next exercise that you're going to do. Familiarity is good. If you can practice 10 times with friends before you go to a group that you don't know, then we're trying to get to that stage where we don't have to think about what we're going to do next. We just intuitively know what we're going to do next. We just get on with it. So that's it really. Just enjoy. Have some planning. Keep it relaxed. It's not about how well we do. If someone comes up with an idea which sidetracks your plan and takes it off in a different direction, well, that's fine. We don't want to say to people, no, we can't do that. The word yes is a really good positive affirmation. If someone comes up with an idea and it's fine, then say, yes, let's do it. I personally don't like the exercises with body contact with each other. I prefer to avoid those. I also don't want to go outside my comfort zone and don't want to take people outside of their comfort zone. If people have mobility issues, it's fine. People can stay seated in chairs. We can always interact with the people either side of us, for example. And for those people who are able to walk around, they can interact with people who are staying in the chairs. But above all, be playful, enjoy it. We as facilitators get a lot out of it as well as our participants. And have fun. Okay.